What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kelsey, and I am back with another video. If you're loyal, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, where you been, sis? Subscribe to this channel before you leave this video. As some of you may know, I did a series about my pregnancy. It was 4 parts. If you watched all 4 of those parts, thank you so much for supporting me. I don't know why it took so long for me to think of that. Thank you so much for supporting me. I never said what caused my miscarriage, so this is a video about what caused my miscarriage. I've been getting a lot of people have asked me what caused it, and I know I would want to know what caused the miscarriage too. So if you want to find out what happened and what caused my miscarriage and what I have to do for my next pregnancy, please keep on watching. Okay, first off, I would like to mention, if you can see this little shadow right here with these stripes, I don't know what's going on, but it's not gonna stop nothing. So let's get right into it. I would like to start, I'm gonna start off with when I first went to the doctor and they were asking me questions about like my family history, like has anybody had cancer, has anybody had any problems, anything like that, just my family history, just to make sure I won't have any problems, or if they needed to keep a close eye on me. So I've never had any like health problems that I knew of. I've never had any health problems, but my grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away when she was like 30 something, when she had my last aunt, from blood clotting. So I told the doctor about my grandmother passing away from blood clotting after she had my last aunt. I'm not sure if my grandmother passed away right after she had my last aunt or maybe like weeks later, but she passed away when she was in her 30s from blood clotting. So I told that to the doctor, but like I said, I was always comparing myself to the women in my family, and nobody has ever had problems with pregnancy. So I'm assuming that I wouldn't either. So I told them that, and that was the only time it was brought up. I told them, I think it was called pulmonary embolism. I believe that's what it's called, that my grandma had, that caused her to pass away after she had my last aunt. Now, after I had the miscarriage and had the procedure done, I got the D and E, the dilation and evacuation done. After my procedure, I had to go back in to get a checkup. If I'm looking down, it's because I wrote some notes down. So yeah, after I had my procedure, I had to go to the doctor to get a checkup to see if everything looked okay, just to see if I was healing up the correct way, and see if I was bleeding still and things of that nature. So I had to go to the doctor maybe about 4 weeks after I had the procedure done. So when I went to the doctor, she told me, after she checked me and everything, she told me that the next appointment, she was going to take blood from me. They were going to have to take 9 tubes of blood and test it for different things to see if they can figure out what caused the miscarriage so late in my pregnancy. The doctor told me that sometimes they can figure out what happened and sometimes they can't. So I was really hoping and praying that I could find out what happened. What happened. It was in my mind, but I just wanted to know. It was for closure reasons. I wanted to know, and just to be sure that nothing too major was wrong with me. So even though till this day I wonder, like, what if this, what if that, like did I do too much? Was I stressed and all of this stuff, thinking it was still me, even though I have a cause. I know why this happened. Still to this day, I always question it. And I think that's just human nature. Like, we always question things, even when we know the cause. So she told me they could find out what happened. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. So I was just praying that they could figure out what caused the miscarriage. Now keep in mind that I mentioned to them the first appointment that my grandmother passed away from the pulmonary embolism. I believe that's how you say it, pulmonary embolism. So I told them that it never got brought up again until I had the miscarriage, which is unfortunate. But anyway, so I went to the doctor, and so they took 9 tubes of blood from me and checked me for different things. I'm not sure what each tube of blood they were I'm not sure exactly what they were checking for, but I know one thing was blood clotting. So I think I had to wait like a week in order to figure out I know I had to wait like a week maybe to get the results back to see what happened. Now, also keep in mind that I didn't have any symptoms, like everything was good until the day that I went to the doctor and found out that I had a miscarriage. Everything was good. I didn't feel any type of way, like I had a good pregnancy up to that point. So when I got the results back, they told me that my iron was really low, my vitamin D was really low, and the blood clotting was the cause of the miscarriage. Now, though I got the cause and it was because of blood clotting, finding out that I was anemic and that my vitamin D was low, but the main cause was blood clotting, which was what my grandma died from after she had my last aunt. So I found out that it was blood clotting that caused it. I'm sorry, I'm blank. Okay, found out that it was blood clotting, and they told me the next step. So what I needed to do, that next day, I needed to start taking aspirin a day, and I have to take vitamin D once a week. So to this day, like today, wake up, take an aspirin, and it's Tuesday, I take the vitamin D on Tuesdays. They also told me this is what I have to do when I get pregnant again. From the first day that I find out that I'm pregnant, I have to take shots every single day. I have to give myself a shot in my stomach every single day when I get pregnant again, in order to keep my blood thin and make sure I don't have any blood clot. Now, how I didn't know, I'm 25 years old, how I did not know that I had a blood clotting problem until I got pregnant and had the miscarriage, I do not know. But to know that the cause, I'm thankful that I know the cause, and I know a lot of women don't get a cause. It's just like, okay, you had a miscarriage, we don't know what happened, try again the next time. Like, that's what happens to a lot of women. And I'm thankful that I was able to find out what the cause was. Even though I am upset, still to this day I think about like how like my daughter would have been and all of this stuff. Still, I'm thankful that I know what it was, and now I know that everything happens for a reason. Now I think that now when I had the miscarriage, I was like, why did this happen to me? Why? And I know you're not supposed to question God and what He's doing in your life, because I feel like now it's a reason. If I would have went on and I would have had her, I was due August 6th of this year. August 6th, 2019 was my due date. If I would have went all the way to then and I would have had her, and then I would have had problems, I could have easily died from this situation. I could have easily been in the hospital, and my baby would have been at home, and I would have still been in the hospital because of how dangerous the blood clotting is. So I am thankful that I did find out what it was, because I could have easily died. You don't think about stuff like that when you're going through like the storm, but now that it's still misting a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, have my bad days, but one thing that I'll tell you, two things that helped me: knowing the cause, and number two is knowing that I could have been gone. Like, both of us could have been gone from this situation. It could have ended up both of us passing away when the day that I delivered her. So you never know. I'm not saying don't be upset about the situation that you're going through when it comes to miscarriages and stillborn and having your baby and having months to spend time with your baby, knowing that the time is going to come to an end. I'm not saying don't be upset about it, but I just think knowing what it could have been, I'm thankful for that situation. Like, I'm thankful that I still have my life. I'm thankful that I know that I can get pregnant, and I know what steps I have to take the next time. So even though I have to give myself a shot every day, from the day I find out that I'm pregnant to the last day I go into labor, I have to give myself a shot. And it's really unbelievable to think about, because you never think that this stuff can happen to you. Like, I never would have thought that this happened to me. Looking at my aunts and my close friends and everybody that I'm close to that have children, and they didn't have to go through this. Well, I can say that my youngest aunt, she has 2 kids, and she had to take the same shots that I'm going to have to take. When she was pregnant, she had to do the same thing. So yeah, but I'm really doing this for those who don't see like a positive thing, who don't, it's not a positive thing, but I'm really doing this for those who just can't seem to get up and start living again. Even though I am living again, started YouTube and all of this stuff, started a business, you still think about it. There's no way to just be like, oh, I'm not thinking about my miscarriage anymore. You're always gonna think about it. But you just have to know that everything happens for a reason. And now I feel like everything happened for a reason. Now that I know that I could have easily died from this situation. And even now I still don't think that deep into it, because I didn't go that far. I didn't have any problems. I didn't go so far that I was putting myself in danger and the baby in danger. So now that I know how everything went down, it's like you have to turn your loss into gain. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm turning my loss into gain. Even though I lost my daughter, she's still in our memory. She still has her own name. She was still with us. So that is the positive in it. And I believe that is all I had to say. So, and for those who do not find out the cause, don't think it's the end of the world. Like, after I had the miscarriage and I was looking up like how many women have miscarriages and don't know the cause, but then they have a boohoo amount of kids now. You know what I'm saying? So I just think about those, like those people who don't get a reason why it happened, and they have to just get up every day and wonder why. And then I know when they get pregnant again, it's like the scariest thing ever. Like, when I get pregnant again, I'm gonna be so scared. I'm gonna be so scared. Like, I'm gonna be thinking, if my nose itching, something wrong, you know. But I think that's just a human thing. I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna worry my next pregnancy just because of the situation that happened to me. But yes, that is what caused my miscarriage. And I also told you what I'm gonna have to do the next time I get pregnant. And that's all I had to say. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please let your friend know, let your friend know, let your friend of your friend of your friend know about my channel. Because, come on now, you ain't watching me for no reason. If you got to this point, then you need to be trying to tell your friend about me. Anyways, so my handy dandy remote. Okay, thank you for watching. And like I said, I already told you, so I ain't gonna say it again. Also, I would like to give a shout out to my dad, because I forgot to mention in the last video that he drove all the way from North Carolina from a business meeting to come to me when I had my miscarriage. So shout out to you, Pops.